Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that takes a whole heap of sources and, well, dives deep to pull out the best insights just for you.
That's the plan.
So today we're getting into something that's really universal, deeply human, the whole idea of celebration.
Right. That energy you feel.
Exactly. That energy, the way a community just comes together and how these big events really show you who a culture is, what its identity is all about.
There's so much history and shared feeling wrapped up in national celebrations everywhere.
Totally. And our focus today is specifically on Saudi National Day. We're using insights from a source called EchoMinds, celebrating Saudi National Day in English.
The good one.
But here's the thing, and this is really our mission here. It's not just about this one holiday. We want to equip you with the language, the understanding, to really talk confidently about national pride, unity, heritage in English. And that applies to any national celebration you might talk about, anywhere. Think of it like a shortcut, maybe, a way to feel more confident jumping into those kinds of cultural chats.
That's a great way to put it. EchoMinds isn't just telling you facts about the day. It's more like a toolkit.
A toolkit, I like that.
Yeah, because it gives you the actual English phrases, the key words you need to express the feeling behind it, the pride, the unity, the traditions.
So you can move past just saying, oh, it's a holiday.
Exactly, to really articulating what it means.
Right. And that's our goal for you listening. By the end of this, you should have a much clearer picture of Saudi culture, its national day, sure, but also feel, well, more equipped to share your own cultural insights or discuss any national holiday from different angles.
You'll have the framework and, importantly, the words.
Okay, let's dive in then. Let's unpack the core stuff first. EchoMinds points out 4 key words, pillars, really. Celebration, pride, unity, and heritage.
The fundamentals.
So let's start there. When we talk about celebration on a national level, what are we really talking about? Is it just, fireworks and a day off? And how does pride fit into that big picture?
Yeah, good question. Because celebration here, as EchoMinds lays it out, it's not just a party. It's an active thing, a collective statement about national identity, about resilience even.
Okay, active statement.
It's like a deliberate act of remembering where you came from and looking forward. For Saudi National Day, which marks the kingdom's unification, the celebration is really about remembering that journey, the founding, and also celebrating, the progress since then.
Right.
And pride. Pride isn't just feeling good about yourself. In this context, it's that deep shared feeling of belonging to a history, a land, a people altogether.
Collective thing.
Absolutely. EchoMinds gives examples like how the national flag is flown everywhere with real reverence, or the chants you hear, Allah, Al-Watan, Al-Malik, God, Homeland, King. Those aren't just words. They express this really profound collective feeling, pride in what's been built together. It's actively shown, not just felt.
That makes it much clearer. It's not just a definition. It's lived. Like, this is us, this is ours. Okay, so building on that foundation, how do unity and heritage come into play for Saudi National Day, according to EchoMinds? They feel connected.
Oh, they're definitely connected. Deeply. They're sort of the threads holding the celebration together. Unity, EchoMinds explains it as this powerful idea of different groups, different regions coming together.
Overcoming differences.
Exactly, for that shared national identity. You see it visually during the celebrations, people from all over, maybe in slightly different traditional clothes, but all under the one Saudi flag. EchoMinds uses a lovely phrase, like a tapestry of regions woven into one kingdom. It really highlights how the day reinforces that everyone's part of this single larger thing, regardless of their specific background.
Okay, so unity is the coming together now. What about heritage?
Well, heritage is the anchor to the past, isn't it? It's the traditions, the stories, the values passed down. And Saudi National Day, being about unification, inherently connects to the heritage of the founding leaders, the history, but also the ongoing story.
How does that become visible?
EchoMinds points to things like traditional music and dance, the Arda, for example, that sword dance. It's not just entertainment.
Right.
It's described as something like a rhythmic echo of ancestral strength. So it directly links the people celebrating today with the history, the courage, the vision that built the nation. It shows how these big ideas, unity, heritage, they become real, tangible through these shared actions, stories, arts.
It's powerful when you see it that way. The words aren't just labels. They're active parts of the celebration.
Yeah.
And this is crucial for you, listening.
Yeah.
Getting these 4 words, celebration, pride, unity, heritage, really helps you understand the emotional weight, the history behind any national day. It's a framework.
A deeper appreciation, yeah.
So that framework helps us with the core. But then EchoMinds does something really interesting. It nudges us to look outward, to compare. It talks about national holidays in other English-speaking countries.
The comparative angle.
Yeah. So how might let's say, the spirit of Saudi National Day compare or maybe contrast with holidays we might be more familiar with, like Thanksgiving in the U.S. or Australia Day or Canada Day? How does the source suggest we talk about these similarities and differences using English?
Well, this is where EchoMinds becomes really practical for cross-cultural conversation. It stresses that while every holiday is unique historically, we can use English effectively to talk about both the shared human values and the specific cultural ways they're expressed.
Okay.
So take unity. On Saudi National Day, you see it in big public gatherings, national symbols everywhere. You might see a similar feeling maybe on Canada Day with parades and fireworks, people gathering under the maple leaf.
Right, that collective feeling.
But EchoMinds suggests the nuance might be different. The Saudi focus could be described in English as, say, a deep-rooted journey of consolidation and shared vision, whereas Canada Day might be more about the embrace of multiculturalism as a defining national trait. See the difference?
Yeah, subtle but important distinctions. What about pride?
Pride's universal, of course, but how it looks differs. Australia Day often involves casual barbecues, beach time reflecting a certain lifestyle. EchoMinds might prompt you to describe that as, like, a casual yet profound affirmation of a unique national character and landscape.
Okay, versus something more formal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Compared to Saudi national days, sometimes more formal parades or cultural shows, which EchoMinds frames as maybe a ceremonial tribute to a foundational historical moment and steadfast leadership.
And Thanksgiving. Heritage seems key there.
Definitely. Thanksgiving taps right into heritage, the founding stories, family traditions. You could articulate that, using the source's approach, as a remembrance of historical providence and communal survival, maybe drawing a parallel to how Saudi National Day also honors its own historical journey.
So it's not just saying they're different, but having the words to explain how they're different and also what they share.
Precisely. It equips you, the listener, to have those richer conversations across cultures. You become, a more informed global citizen, able to discuss these things with nuance, seeing the common threads, but also appreciating the unique patterns.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about appreciating the detail. Okay, let's bring it back now to the really practical side, the actionable stuff from EchoMinds. It specifically mentions phrases to describe Saudi traditions.
Ah, yes, the specifics.
Why is that so important? Why not just say they have traditions? Why the need for specific phrases?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is how specific language makes things real for people who haven't experienced them. If you just say, oh, they eat special food. Well, okay.
Doesn't tell you much.
Right. But if you use a phrase suggested by EchoMinds, like families gather to indulge in elaborate feasts of traditional mandi and kabsa, symbolizing hospitality and communal bonding, suddenly you've painted a picture. You've offered a glimpse, a taste.
Can almost smell it.
Exactly. These phrases are the tools, the bridge, for sharing the unique stuff, the Saudi culture, with the world in a way that actually connects and, frankly, educates. It helps move past stereotypes.
Can you give another example? Maybe about music or clothing?
Sure. Instead of just, they play music, EchoMinds might offer something like, the rhythmic beat of traditional drums accompanies the Arda sword dance, a powerful physical expression of collective pride and historical strength. See? Much richer.
Yep.
Or for attire, rather than they wear traditional clothes, maybe. Men proudly don the pristine white thobe and gutra, signifying cultural continuity and respect for tradition, while women might wear intricately embroidered dresses reflecting regional heritage. It adds layers of meaning.
It really does. You're not just describing, you're explaining the why behind it. I can imagine being able to say something like, the parade has flutes showing history and crafts and then fireworks for the future. That's so much better than just, there's a parade.
Absolutely. You're bringing it to life. And this, it touches on something bigger, cultural diplomacy, real understanding between people. Having the right words means you can share not just what's happening on Saudi National Day, but why it means so much to the people there.
You become a better ambassador for that culture, essentially.
Exactly. You're sharing the feeling, the soul of it. Whether it's describing, I don't know, the joyous atmosphere in public squares, all decorated in green and white, or the special national songs celebrating unity, You're giving someone a real sense of being there. It empowers you to share those unique parts clearly, engagingly.
Which really leads us perfectly to the final piece, the synthesis, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Echo Minds has that section. Practice. Explain Saudi National Day in English. This feels like the culmination.
It is. It's where everything comes together.
The ultimate goal here for you listening is to feel you can explain Saudi National Day. Not just list facts, but explain it comprehensively, engagingly, using everything we've talked about.
Precisely. You've got the framework now, those keywords: celebration, pride, unity, heritage. And you've got the idea of using specific descriptive phrases for the traditions. You put those together.
And you have the tools.
You have the tools. It stops being about trying to memorize lines and becomes more about weaving together a narrative, the history, the modern expressions, the cultural details that make it meaningful.
So this deep dive, hopefully, gives you that structure, that confidence, those linguistic tools, so you can approach it like an informed conversation, not a test. You're ready to tell that story.
That's the idea.
Okay, so wrapping up, you haven't just learned about Saudi National Day today. More importantly, you've picked up a framework, a way of thinking and talking about any national celebration. You've got key vocabulary, specific ways to phrase things, and hopefully a deeper appreciation for cultural nuances. Tools to help you connect and share.
Absolutely. And while we focused on Saudi National Day today using Echo Minds, it does make you think, doesn't it?
Also,
Well, I want to leave you, our listener, with a thought. Think about another national celebration somewhere in the world, maybe one you feel connected to personally.
okay.
Wouldn't you love to explain that celebration with the same kind of clarity and insight we've discussed? Imagine learning just a few key phrases for its unique traditions, its food, its music, its history. How might that unlock a whole new level of appreciation, a deeper connection for you? That's a great point. Learning the words really can deepen the understanding.
It's an ongoing journey, right? Cultural understanding and having the right words. That's probably your best guide.